And what is up, everybody? How y'all doing? I know it's been a while. I do apologize. Been a lot going on. Uh, Hold on. Bear with me for a second. All right, let's get this out of the way. So there we go. I do apologize, guys. It has been a while since a show. Been a lot going on. I hope you guys understand with work. Work has been a son of a bitch. It's been a lot of hours and just a lot of work, a lot of every day is 10-hour day minimum. So getting the overtime in, trying to get my mind back together, get my money back together. Still waiting on a couple of things, from mom passing her death certificate and everything. So I just been keeping busy trying to get the house back up and just everything else. So I really, really hope you guys understand that it's been brutally rough on me. I had a health scare here about almost 2 weeks ago. I didn't know I had severe dehydration. Almost ended up in the hospital. Spent 3 days guzzling Pedialyte and water. Uh, yeah, my body was actually shutting down. It hit me Friday. I was in so much pain from the dehydration. I didn't get to sleep until like 5 o'clock Saturday morning. Uh, First time should have been the darker urine. Then my body just chest started hurting, back started hurting. I ended up in bed almost in tears. Yeah, finally got that back on track and trying to, like I said, fix the house and everything. So, and my mind hasn't been on it, guys. I'll be honest, my mind has not been there. So, I know you guys understand that. What's up, Corgi man? How you been? It's good to see you still kicking, man. Uh, Working on getting back into investigating. I know I had posted big things are happening. That fell to shit within 48 hours of that post. Just got out of the hospital. I know. I'm glad you're still with us, Court. Main thing right there. Health may be a little bit down, but you're still with us. There's the blessing. Uh, yeah, we're supposed to get a few members from the old team back together and rejoin Incarnate from Sin City Paranormal. What's up, TM? That didn't happen. That fell apart really fast. I'll go ahead and get into it with you guys. The former director, Sin City, never say anything bad about him, but he added an old team member to the chat, one without to the Incarnate chat without checking with me first. She was toxic back then. 6 years ago, she was an extremely toxic individual. Sin City Paranormal was closed. I took the logo because I paid for it, changed it to Incarnate. When Brian moved to Florida, uh, he moved back, wanted to get back into the paranormal, said, come join Incarnate. And within an hour of re adding that person to the chat, we got to bring back, we have to bring back Sin City Paranormal. No, we don't. There's a lot of bad air out there about Sin City Paranormal that they won't accept. I said, ain't going to happen. This is Incarnate chat. You want to do Sin City, take your asses out. The person that Brian added, and I got into it in chat with in front of the whole team, which was unprofessional. I said, if you don't like it, kick rocks. I am the director and owner of Incarnate Paranormal. I did it by myself for 6 years. I'll continue to do it. I don't give a fuck. Did you contact it again? No. Nice, good, yeah. Fish, I'm okay. Still dealing with mom passing April 25th. Waiting on getting some paperwork so I can close her bank account and a couple other things. But like I said, it's just living right now. Yeah, old story. Uh, Basically, it would not from like Tuesday until yesterday. It was constantly, oh, we need to bring back Sin City. We need to bring back. We need to bring back. No, we're not bringing back. And the other side is a member of, well, I don't know which side that she lies on, is doing a video project for her school and wants to include everybody in that and then put it on a paranormal channel. And there's that. The other one is a former member of Sin City who is now moved to Florida, now in Texas, is yeah, for a college project. She's majoring in film producing. So she has to do some kind of a film for her final. She wants to do it on the paranormal. So the other side is a former member. She should be stopping in here tonight. Former team member Heather. I loved working with her. Amazing investigator. She's one of the only ones that I completely clicked with on investigations. Uh, she's now in Texas. She is working on opening a paranormal tour company, paranormal tours. Because I want you guys to know what's going on since I posted in chat that big things were happening. One went this way, the other went this way. One went north, one went south. I want you guys to know there's shit I'm working on that's going to benefit this channel in the long run. Heather she's opening a paranormal tour company. She will not do it if it involves the Sin City Paranormal name. It's too centralized. She needs something. No ZB tricks. Everything's going to be 100% on the level. And Heather wouldn't have it in any other way. And I made that clear. I'll go by a script for the location, but I will not lead people into believing something is overly haunted. That's just me, and she knows that, and she knows that I'm honest about it. So she wants to use a broader name, which is Incarnate, where it can branch out to multiple states, not like when we had Sin City Paranormal Vegas, Goldfield, Nevada, Kentucky, Missouri, Florida, Canada, and UK. Sin City Paranormal is a centralized name. So it needs something that's broader. There's another reason behind keeping the Incarnate name, not going back to Sin City. And there's some other things out there that I will not get into on air that I was made aware of today. So, guys, there's, like I said, a lot going on. My head is finally clearing up from the prison. I've been trying to force myself, and it's the wrong thing to do is force myself. So there's that. It's just been the absence, me. I have not been in the right place physically or mentally. And I'm trying to get that straight. So I hope you guys understand that. Want to ease back into it. This is night one. This is what happened. This is the video before I went into the execution chamber when we did the last show. Oh, I've got material. I've still got the rest of NSP. I've still got the Goldfield Hotel we haven't finished. And once we finish with those two, we're going to restart all the evidence. Since I lost 200 videos because of that copyright strike for the music. So we still got evidence to go back over, and I've forgotten about it. And there's still a lot in my files we never made it through on this show. So we've got material. There'll never be a shortage. And once I start getting back out there, we're going to have even more. So there's that, guys. Let's do some video. Stationary camera, Nevada State Prison, execution chamber night one, or outside execution. Jack's around here somewhere. Are you guys hearing the audio? No audio. Now, there we go. We got it. Sorry about that, guys. I haven't streamed in so long. OBS is acting weird. I can't even broadcast through YouTube Live. So I got to go fix the YouTube multi-broadcast. At least I remember this setting. Oh, excuse me.
So it turns this way, and you'll see that unlocking on there, and then
So another thing, guys, what had happened was former director, the other team, wanted to get back into the paranormal in Florida before he moved back. I told him to go ahead and investigate under the Incarnate name. And as soon as he moved back out here, it turned into a power struggle. That's what's been going on. So enough about that. It's going to stay Incarnate no matter what. I ain't changing it. Yeah. Excuse me, guys. I got to send a message because I know somebody was supposed to be tuning in. All right, there's a message. Looking while you try to sleep. What's up, David? How you been? Trademark that shit. I'm gonna have to. I just need to get the money for it. But everything's been going to the house and recovering recovering the money from having to pay for Mom's cremation and everything. Once I get her bank account closed and get that money, I'll be able to trademark it, and I will. And Vexus snuck in. Holy shit, everybody's coming in tonight. Sweet. Now we need just Deads and Sims in here, and we'll be good. Oh hell. I'll say a prayer for you there, David. I'll keep you in my prayers, man. No, I gave him permission to investigate under the name. Now the thing is, he still Sin City Paranormal, he closed it and quit the paranormal. So anybody could move in and grab that Sin City Paranormal name. He can't go back. The only thing I own from that is the logo. And the guy I paid to design that logo, paid to have it switched, same logo, and just make it to Incarnate. So I own both logos still. He can't use a logo.
it's like a fire down in here. It's so loud. I'm thinking
Yeah, so Corgi, I was gonna ask you, maybe you know, with I've been doing the multi-streaming when I do for Twitch and YouTube. It keeps saying failed to create an encoder object through the multi-broadcast. But if I just go to the right-hand side and broadcast straight through Twitch, it lets me. But if I go to the left side for the multicast, it won't let me even start Twitch or YouTube through the left side.
Once that gets done, it'll be
Yeah, David. Hopefully it hasn't spread, man. Hopefully that you caught it early enough.
if you look at yourself in the pictures, you know, I'm really the
Hopefully they caught it early.
see the darkness on your face? Yeah. It's a t-shirt. That doesn't look like it. I was just gonna say that. I don't have that. I don't have that. He's on you. Your face and life is so skinny, and that's not skinny. No. He's on you. Yeah. He's on you. Yeah, he's on you. Show Susan that. See what she says.
Yeah, David, you got this shit, man. Kick cancer's ass.
Make sure, Mr. Cole, you stay here, please. We'll be back, Mr. Cole, Mr. Mack, Mr. Blackwell.
But we'll be on it. It feels good to be back on air for right now. Said throughout the week, I'm gonna try. After today, because I already had posted on Facebook, I was going live. I've got to get the multicast fixed before my next show. But guys, I'm gonna work on getting back to normal. I work 6 to 4:30. By the time I get home, between the heat in the warehouse and the stress from the day, I'm pretty beat. Even if I can try to get on, even if it's for 45 minutes to an hour, we can get back to normal. Even if we do maybe some gaming. I've got Subnautica 2, which I want to try. PUBG, I know PUBG sucks, but I've been playing the shit out of it. It's been getting my mind off everything. And it's like I said, it's been trying to get shit taken care of with the house. Some furniture I need to sell, but selling this type of furniture in Vegas is no bueno. Dining room set in Mom's China. The China, no girls nowadays want China. So finding somebody who can buy it for a decent price is not easy. Nobody wants dining room sets or, China cabinets or end server units. And I need to get rid of the couch. I got rid of one of the couches because Mom had passed away on it. That's already been taken out to the garage. I just need to get somebody to haul it away. The other couch I got down there to sit on, I need to get rid of that. Get a new couch and a recliner and a couple chairs. I got some, cool thing is I got some LED lights. Some LED light towers. Got them on sale on YouTube. I got 3 sets of them. So 6 LED light towers. The review said they were dim. They're actually bright as shit. As soon as I get a couple things out, I'm getting an 85-inch TV. I'm going to mount that up on the wall and put 2 of the light towers next to it because they're sound activated for when football comes around. So I'm going to have the light bars around the room for light activation during football. kind of corny, I know, but oh yeah, they're heavy. These came out from Missouri when we moved here when I was 10. These things are fucking heavy. These things are from the 80s. It's easier to dim light than make them stronger. Yeah, they're remote. I can even connect them to Alexa. Shouldn't have said that too loud because that's right across the room from me. So the easiest thing, like I got within like 3 days. Actually, let's see. Let's say a week. I had in 3 days I had all the bills but one changed over to my name. Uh, the water, the power, a couple of the things, were the power was already in my name. The water wasn't. It was easier. Actually, the power was in mom's name. The water was in mine. It was easier to transfer accounts when we moved into the townhouse. The hardest was actually cable. Uh, Actually, I take that back. The water was the toughest. They charged me 150 to switch names on the account. Cable scared me. So everybody knows Cox Cable are a bunch of assholes. They actually did right by me. Because if you do the research, they'll charge you up to like $400 to change account. I was like, and usually you gotta go in with a death certificate, which takes up to 45 days to get, which I still haven't got. I went in with a coroner's report, and thank you. When I sat in there for about an hour for help, the girl who helped me calls me up. She's like, she sees the coroner's report. She goes, "I'm sorry." She saw the look on my face, and I was almost in tears. She's like, "What can I do for you?" And I showed her the bill, and this goes back. If anybody knows anything about Cox Cable, we were with Prime Cable before Cox Cable bought them out. And she looked at the status of the account. She goes, "This account is over 30 years old." She goes, "I'm not going to let you lose a status on this account." I was like, "Really?" She goes, "I'm an account manager." I'm like, "Really?" She's like, we generally don't do this because I see the status of this account." She goes, "I'm not letting you lose it." Really? It's like I cheered up a little bit. I was like, what's the fee to change the name on the account?" She goes, "I'm not going to charge you anything." She goes, "This account's over 30 years old." She goes, "I'm not going to charge you." It's like, really? She's like, "All right." It's like, "How can I save some money here?" I said, "I'm rarely home." I said, I don't watch a lot of TV." She goes, "Your cable bill right now is $390 a month." Yeah, I said, "I need to save some money with mom gone now." She goes, "Drop the cable." Okay, I need to go get the cable boxes. So she set me up an appointment for the following Saturday. Like, okay. Came back in, cable boxes and everything. She's like, "Okay, hey, Brent, how you doing? How you hanging in there?" She goes, how you holding on with, loss and everything." It's like, she goes, "I'm going to make your day." She goes, I said, "I want to turn in the cable boxes. I want to keep my, Gigablast internet service. I want to keep the phone and go to unlimited internet." She goes, "I can do that." My cable bill went from, it was $386 and change, to be honest, down to $94 a month. So $290 cheaper a month for my cable bill. So I signed up for Hulu and Paramount Plus. That's $38 a month. So I'm paying $120 as opposed to $386. That was the best part about it, is Cox Cable took care of me, and I kept the elite. I kept the account alive. I didn't have to restart anything. So unlimited internet with the phone and Paramount and Hulu. Well, with Disney. I'll be honest. I am a I love the classic Disney movies. I'm a kid at heart when it comes to Disney. I love we're talking before Mary Poppins. No, it's not mobile. I got home unlimited internet. Cox Cable kind of throttles you. Like if you go over not a terabyte, it's I forget. You get so many gigs a month, then they charge you for like $10 per gig over that. So unlimited means I don't have to worry about it now, and it was only like $15 extra a month. Yeah, TM that. So I'm not going to complain. Uh, it just it I haven't even really cried since mom passed. Like I said, being in this field, this isn't all there is. Even when dad passed, I didn't cry until I cried when they took the body away. So I've been doing all right. I got mom's ashes downstairs with a picture and some roses next to it. That'll always be. And I see Heather dropped in. How you doing, Heather? Lo and behold, I was talking about you a little bit. Heather is the one from Texas I was telling you about. Former member, Sin City Paranormal. Now doing her thing in Texas. One of the best investigators you could ever work with. But like I said, the water was a different story. It's like, oh, we change for an activation fee for a new account. It's like, but we can break it up into 3 payments. That is what it is. You got to have water. Only shitty thing is Vegas, the power bill keeps going up. And having to run the AC all the time in the summer, I'm looking for like a $200 to $300 power bill. Got a nightmare phone call yesterday. My son recently graduated from Paris Island. We got warning orders to ship in 12 hours. Destination. Oh no. Corgi, hopefully it's not to some Middle Eastern shithole. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. And Sarah dropped in. Holy hell, we're getting everybody in here tonight. But beyond that, even with HPD, it's the hard part now is even with a PhD. Uh, a lot of the stuff like I got rid of immediately. Uh, got to donate a lot of mom's clothes so I can write that off on taxes. Still got to go through her bedroom and decide what to do with the jewelry and all that. There's not a lot I was attached to. I've never had a physical attachment to much of anything. Everything physical is replaceable. The china, yeah, a couple times as a kid got to use it, but who really eats off china, honestly? I've got the memories. That's all that matters. You're so incredibly proud, but at the same time scared shitless. I can't even imagine that, Corgi. I don't have any kids. We'll keep him in our prayers as well. So hopefully it's not a long deployment. It's just something short. But going back, I think the hardest part with mom was when the night before she passed, I went upstairs and I knew it. She hadn't eaten in like almost a week. She hadn't had any water in like 3 days. And I got home, set out something for her to drink just in case, set out something, for her to drink, food, everything. Went upstairs, took care of a couple things, went back downstairs to check on her before I went to bed. And I told her, it's like, Mom, I told her I loved her. And I told her I'd be upstairs if she needed anything. And, just to call out if she needed anything. I told her I loved her. And she said the same thing. And I'm blessed that's the last thing I was able to say to my mom. When I came down the next morning, rigor mortis had already set in. Her arms were stiff. Her mouth, her head was back and mouth kind of cocked open. And when I went into the kitchen, I looked into the living room and I saw her like that. I just knew it. Called 911, and they're like, "Did you do CPR?" I'm like, "Rigor's already set in. Eyes are back. There's no pulse. Did you do C?" I said, "Listen." I snapped at it, the operator. I was like, "I am AED CPR first aid certified. There's no fucking pulse. Get a coroner here and get an officer here now." And I was like, "I'm not going to even argue with you. Just do it." 7 minutes later, they rolled up and they're like, "You got to step outside." Protocol, I get it. Uh, Paramedics are like, "We've got to put the AED on her." I'm like, rigor is set in. There's no pulse. We still have to do it. And that was the hardest part for me. What's up, Ducky? Uh, Officers talking to me outside. Uh, and I heard if anybody in here has ever used an AED, shock not recommended. That fucking hit like a ton of bricks. I almost, that's when I almost lost it at all. I told the paramedic, I fucking told you that. Yeah, they got the paramedics there, and then the coroner showed up and made the declaration. Paramedics are like, "We had to do it." I know. I said it's policy, it's protocol, but I told you. I freaking told you. They're like, "We know. We had to do it. We saw her and we knew." And coroner showed up. Like, "Well, there's no foul play. She went natural." He just looked and he knew. She went naturally. And I told him, she hadn't eaten in a week. She hadn't drank anything in, like 3 days. And I tried to, get her to, and she wouldn't. She was just ready. And I think I even told you guys back in like September when I did a couple streams. Mom told me when she hit 80 that she was done. She hit 80 and that's what she wanted. And I started preparing for this in September. A week before she passed, I started calling around for services. I found this. It's West Coast only. They're called like after.com. And I'll give major kudos to how far above and beyond that they went for me. No, you're never prepared, but I'm not going to lie if I say I wasn't expecting it. And when I went to bed the night before, I knew it. I was 99% sure I was going to go down the next morning and find Mom gone. I knew it. Yeah. I had a half brother. He passed 20 years ago. My dad passed 9, and Mom went, April 25th. So, and I'm not an only child, a half brother, but he passed. So, I was it. Most of my mom's side of the family either disappeared or passed away. Dad's side, they were close to Mom when Mom and Dad were married. and they all came out saying, if you need anything, just let us know. You can come back here and stay. But anyway, after.com, everything, total cost for cremation, death certificate, transportation of the body, everything was just under 1,500. So, not bad. From what I've looked at, most cremations 3 to 5,000. You have to wait a little bit longer for the body, for the cremation services. I know it usually takes 1 to 2 weeks. This took just a shade over 2. It took counting the weekends, it took, I think, 16 days. So the only thing you got to pretty much pay for it up front. So I was fortunate, and like I said, a week before she passed, I knew something was coming, and I just started researching, and I just came across them, and there was out of 200, there was 2 bad reviews. So they have impeccable service. They didn't have that here. They do text you to let you know how the process is going. When the coroner signs off on everything, they text you, and they text you when the cremation is going to happen. Then they call you when you can go pick up the ashes, pick up the remains. I'm not going to lie, I felt almost a little heartless walking in, picking up, mom's ashes. There were 2 other families in there. I know one was a mother, one was a husband, and a daughter that was older than me. And the daughter was just, beyond distraught. And another family, and they were mourning, and I walk in like any Joe Blow off the street. I showed a little emotion when I had to sign for mom's ashes. Beyond that, I've kept it together a lot better than I expected. Even the guys I grew up with and the people at work are like, how are you holding it together so well, Brent? How many families I've consulted who have lost people in this field, that they have had activity in their homes and you have to go in and console them. It's tough. It is. But it helps you maybe accept it a little bit more. But like I said, Corgi said, you're never prepared for it. But it helps you accept it. This field helps you accept death. And I hate saying that. I'm not scared of death at all. I know this isn't all there is. When my time comes, I'm going out swinging. Let me tell death he hits like a bitch. Come on, give me your best fucking shot. Because I got a list of people I'm going to fuck with. It's also natural they passed away, they had their life, and you had lived it with them. Yeah. Very true, TM. I know I was my mom's world. I did everything I could for her, and I kept telling her, it's like, Mom, I'm just trying to do right for you. And she's like, you're doing fine. You're doing okay. You're making sure I have everything I need. So, I'm blessed on that. And I'm blessed to have, good people here who are listening while we're watching this video. I've built a good group here. I'm blessed for that. I'm blessed for the people I've investigated with and the friends I've made in the field throughout the years. I've led a very, very blessed life with family and the people around me. So, what more can you say to that? Now I want to get back investigating, bring you guys some new material, build Incarnate up to something that is going to be recognized around the world. And I've talked about other things beyond the previous team. When I was with, I'm not going to say the name, a certain foundation, and a certain name in the field came up and warned me. Told me to be careful. I'd damage my name. And it's like, when some of the biggest names in the field warn you about certain things, you've made an impact on the field. And like I said, I wake up blessed every day to stuff like that. The littlest things that people have gone out of their way to do to help. It's like, I can do this. Even if I do it solo and work projects with people like Heather and other groups who are willing to do stuff like that, I'm all for it. But I will not be drug into bullshit. I will not be drug into drama. I will not have my name tarnished that I've spent August 1st, 18 years. Chat, Heather, chat. You got a good group of people in here who have done everything to help me with this channel. They've helped analyze every piece of evidence I've ever put on this show. And they've caught a lot of shit that I haven't. I've missed a lot that they've caught. This is my remote team right here, is everybody in this fucking chat. They love analyzing. They really love analyzing. Yeah, Twitch is easy to use. The only downside about Twitch is gaining the audience because it's a gaming platform. That's why I want to multi-stream on YouTube as well. Like I said, I've been on Twitch a long time, and I'm at 8 viewers. This is the most I've had in a long time throughout my time of streaming. It is hard to build a platform through this channel. Except Ducky, he's an ass. Well, we're all a little bit of an asshole here. We're all a little bit of an asshole. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Because if you weren't an asshole, you'd be boring. And so would I. I'm a little bit arrogant, and that's part of my freaking charm. And I've had people tell me that. It's like, Brent, you're a little arrogant sometimes, but you make it work. How do you respond to that? How do you respond to somebody complimenting arrogance? It keeps you humble. It's like, do I really? Yeah, you do. But I want to get back into doing residentials. And I need a team for that. But again, the downside with doing that is unless you have a full disclosure, I can only share audio on the channel. We've gone through that before. Oh, yeah, Heather, we're going to. I've discussed that on this channel. Once we get through with Nevada State Prison 5 and the last one I did at Goldfield before Danielle passed, we're going to start going back through all the old evidence because I lost. Can I turn my mic up like 5%? I can move it closer. I am talking about as loud as I can. Let me see, where's my levels? Is that better? Is that better? Nope, that's not. That's about as loud as I can go. It started to muffle. I can keep the microphone closer. Also, you learn to debunk more today than the start. Absolutely. Bunch I could. Awesome, Heather. Yes, we will do that. Let me see. Can I turn this up more? Mic aux. Like, no, I can't. Desktop audio. Finger mic aux. No, I can't. I'll have to go back into the settings. I know there's something going on. Like I said, it wouldn't let me do the multi-broadcast, so we're gonna have to fix that. But like I was saying, Heather, we're going back through everything. I got to figure out, because I lost over 200 shows on Twitch or on on YouTube, because somebody bought the rights to copy royalty-free music, and YouTube took down the videos. So we got to go through a whole bunch of old stuff, which sucks. But you know what? It gives us material. Yeah, it is BS. Because I even fought YouTube on them. Like, it was royalty free music. They're like, yeah, you're absolutely right. It was royalty free. Somebody bought the copyrights to it and they claimed rights. So means you can't use it. You can either go in and edit it out, or we have to take it down. They took it down. There's no way I can go through and edit 200 videos. And I forgot to change the name on the stream. So I'm going to have to go through and redo that as well after the show, because I know it's not the show number it says it is. I was just excited to do a stream tonight. It's like I woke up, it's like took care of a few things, talked to Heather on the phone about a couple projects and what's been going on. And it's like, I'm going to do a show tonight. I need to get back on air. I missed everybody. So... Oh, yeah. Remember, Heather, I lost a YouTube video through the last team, because, or actually it was with Incarnate, because I mentioned a certain pandemic when I got sick. I got tested to find out it wasn't what it says it was. And they banned the video saying I'm not a doctor, even though I had a doctor's report on it. I lost the last team's channel because a Turkish company claimed rights to the video I had. It took me over 3 years to get the channel back. By that time, I was already Incarnate. It wasn't worth fighting. YouTube didn't care that I had licensing. And that's the downside about YouTube. It's all BS sometimes to start over, yes. But also, lost a lot of videos. Lost, I think, like 80 videos. It's what we do. And that's what I did when I started Incarnate. I pretty much started from scratch, which is okay. Kept in touch with a lot of people, kept in touch with the right people. Unfortunately, a couple of the people passed. So yeah, lost a couple of contacts in Goldfield, which suck. Hopefully one of them can still help me get into certain areas, which, since I get a new Jeep, which I'm looking into, I'm going to have to take a road trip up there and shake some more hands. Is what it is, guys. We get through it, build back bigger and stronger than ever. I'll be your way next month. You coming out to Vegas, Ducky? And you're coming out in July. Ooh, July in Vegas. Oh my God. It's like, holy shit. Welcome to a case of swamp ass. But YouTube's YouTube. The only contacts I have in Goldfield are John and James. The others, the previous person who ran the tours in the hotel will not deal with her. The other one who currently runs the tours will not deal with. Never return my calls anyway, so. And they don't like me to begin with. Then the lady who owns I think it's Sherry that works at the bar. I could reach out to her. Forget the other lady who owns the Ish House. I have her information. Like I said, but other people were better with her than I was. I would like to do a live stream from the Goldfield, or not Goldfield, excuse me, the Clown Motel if I could. Or get up there and do some serious video. Which I'm going to want to do because with the cemetery next door, or right on the property, I think we can have fun with video for that. But if anybody has fear of clowns, I highly suggest putting it on mute. There are other areas we can do. I mean, I want to get back down to Williams, Arizona, redo the Red Garter. Now that I'm not with a different team that I was with during the pandemic. Once I get a new vehicle, I can travel some more. can't sleep. Clowns will eat me. That's the way you feel sleeping in a couple of those rooms. And everybody swears it's haunted because of the clowns. It ain't. The Clown Motel is haunted because of the cemetery next door, the spirits of the miners. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Do that place in Waco. Oh, I'd love to go down to Waco. Clowns are awesome. I think I got one behind me somewhere. Yep, on the shelf behind me. If I can, shit. He's actually the little guy in the case behind me. Got him from the Clown Motel. Clowns are creepy, but they're fun. Especially if you've seen Terrifier. Art the Clown. Oh. But we'll get through it, guys. We always do. You need to dress up as a clown to see if you can generate any activity. Or dress up as a miner. Walk into the friggin' cemetery dressed as a miner. I think find some old Levi's, some old work boots, the old leather gloves. Walk into the cemetery carrying a pickaxe and a carbide lantern. You can find a carbide lantern for cheap. Find the carbide, get the hard hat, the carbide light on the top. Carry a pickaxe wearing the old miner's clothes, and drag the pickaxe across the ground as you're walking. Ducky, you're not wrong. A couple cases with that. And there is a spirit in the Goldfield Hotel of a couple children. When you're trying to walk and you feel them grab your legs, like kids do when you're walking. It is creepy as shit. Feels like it's you start dragging your leg. It's like, wait a minute here. But there's theories about spirits of children. Then it might not be spirits of children. It might be something darker, pretending to be children so it gains your trust so it can attack you or temporarily, you know, overtake you. Now, I'm not going to say possess because temporarily use your energy. There is a child at Nevada State Prison. We've talked about this many times. Before the prison was there, it was Warm Springs Hotel. Stories, which they're just stories, never confirmed that a child was run over by a carriage or a coach or a horse or something. And his spirit remained looking for his parents, and his spirit roams the halls of the prison or up by women's for the most part. Women's and into over to execution here. Beyond that, I don't know, because when NSP housed women, they did have their children with them, in some cases. So, who's to say? Do I think there's spirit of children? I want to say no. For the 90% no. For the simple fact that they haven't been corrupted by the world. They're still innocent. If they were taken so fast they don't know they're dead and they carry on like everyday life, then yes, I've gone into that theory before. If you're taken so fast, you don't know that you've passed until certain events happen. That's why, the band questions, do you know you're dead? How did you die? When did you die? Anything like that, banned to ask. Especially if it's spirits of children, you could really scare them. So, what do you do? Best just not ask those questions at all. And this is starting to get dark. So we can video settings, video enhancements. All right, I can actually lighten it up just a bit. Not like it's going to help. I still don't know what to think about spirits of children. If there's spirits of infants, one, I don't think we'll ever know. We will never know if there's spirits of infants. Well, and like you said, they might not have languages to talk unless you get crying, which there are stories out there of people waking up, hearing children crying in the middle of the night and they're at home alone. So I would think that's more residual than intelligent. Maybe that child got sick, cried for a couple of months. Parents moved out, took the child to a hospital, and the child passed in the hospital. But because that child cried so much at home, it's imprinted to the environment. That's the only reason I think there'd be. Okay, that made me jump a little bit. Something with anything to do with infants is probably residual and not intelligent. That's just my thoughts. Oh, jump scare. But once they get to that I think there's someone in your house. Not good. Uh, Once they get to that 5, 6, 7, 8 year old range, then possibly. You bugger. Go ahead and say what's really on your mind. Uh, Spirits of teenagers, yeah. Especially if it's a lot of violence, which we've dealt with in residentials. But for the most part, most of it's residual anyway. And that's really the hard part is determining between residual and intelligent. Because you could be lucky enough to find out the questions you ask fall in line with residuals. Then are you subconsciously tuning into the environment? So if you can mentally tune into the environment like that, maybe you are asking the right questions to get answers from residuals. Like I said, imprint energy, you can feel it. What if you're subconsciously tuning into it? That's a theory too. I went and did a hunt in northern Michigan, a little ghost town in the middle of BFE. The town was wiped out by a disease. Was supposed to be there for 2 days. Was there for an hour. Heard a little girl giggle. I was fucking gone. Well, I can't say I wouldn't be far behind. Remember when we did that the video here at the prison, we were in the pod. I was in the pods up on the hill, and I saw that shadow run across the cell up on the hill or up on top on the second level, and I ran out of there quick. I didn't go back for a couple hours. I saw that shadow come across that door, and I was gone. I did not expect that shit. Brent was using two things: right foot, left foot, gone. So yeah, I'm gonna step out for a while. But very rarely if you see me on camera walk out of an area. One time in Tonopah, I was carried out. I wasn't going to leave. I was freaking carried out. Uh, Residential, I did one residential. Or two residentials I've left. One was when I first started, which was the demonic. The second was in Pahrump when I got physically ill and started throwing up, and I had to leave. Beyond that, I don't like walking out of investigations. About the only way I will is if the client starts lying, which we've had to deal with. And I think Heather might have been there for that one when we had to walk out. When the client lied to us about being on any medications, investigating the house, and she left the medicine cabinet open to find a whole pharmacy filled with prescription drugs. So I turned on the lights. Thought you said you weren't on any prescription drugs. I'm not. You left your medicine cabinet open. There's like 15 medications in there. Oh, I didn't know about those. We said any medication. Some of those medications in there cause hallucinations. And I think one of them was fucking Ambien. So it's like, we have, even though there was a murder in the house, there was activity in the house, and there was. Because she lied to us, we had to end the investigation. You could feel in the back room where the murder happened. You could feel energy in there. But the client was over exaggerating, and it's like, you can't deal with that. It may hurt the client, but it's going to hurt the team more if you stay and investigate lies. You'll see a fat man break speed records. Well, that would have been me a couple years back. See a fat man run. Uh, I'm actually almost down to my high school weight. Did they get sick from the huntings? I don't. She was more. I'm not going to say more than that. What they were suffering from was side effects from the medication more than the activity in the house. And that becomes a very, very sticky issue. This is getting dark. I'm just going to do this for right now. That becomes a very tricky issue when it comes to investigating residentials and clients. They have to be 100% transparent with you. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I've said it before on here. I've showed you guys the questionnaires. There's like 3 sets of questionnaires depending on what they claim the activity is. There's one, it's like 15, 20 questions. The next one's like 50. And the third one, if it's the activity they're claiming it is, was like 150 questions. And it went through everything from, sleep patterns to diet to medication to family history to, previous abuse, physical or chemical drinking, whatever. And it dug deep. And it's like, you have to be honest here. If you want us to get to the bottom and the root of the problems, you have to be honest with us. They weren't. And then it's over. It's like, you're not going to be honest with us. We can't help you. We're here to help. We will get to the root of the problem. But I think she overhyped it in her mind because of the medication that altered her mental state. So she convinced herself that something was worse than what it was. Lost 113 February. Nice, Ducky. I'm down just a hair under 200. I got about 6 more pounds to go. So I was 248 at one point. So I'm down. A lot healthier. I mean, you can see it in my face how much skinnier I am. I'm going to turn into Pookie. Just remember, guys, if you dive into the field, if you get into residentials, any of that, make sure the client's honest with you. That's number one, first and foremost. You can diagnose the problems usually on the walkthrough. When you sit down and initially speak with them, you can narrow down the problems. You're finally down 50. Nice, Heather. We're all getting into shape. This is good. I like seeing my listeners my viewers getting back into shape too. That's always good. It means we're getting healthy and we're going to stay around longer. Full transparency, guys. Even when you go to haunted locations, the people walking you through, telling you the stories, they have to be honest if you're going to get through to true evidence. You're going to find something they might not have known. Like I said, some of the stuff that I got from the prison. Some of the shit they didn't know. And it's something you pride yourself in. It's the way you get to not only build your name, but people talk about that. In the shadows. It's like, Joe Blow talks to Jane B. It's like, this team over here, they really did right by me. And, it just multiplies from there, guys. I've tried to do everything right. I've stumbled a couple times and done a couple boneheaded things. I'm not going to lie. We all have. But it's not enough to destroy my name. I learned from it. I moved on. I didn't make the same mistakes. Which is what I'm trying to do now with everything that's going on with, as I explained at the beginning of the show. I'm not going to do anything that's going to damage my name or the Incarnate name. I want to keep building this. I want to get to where I see, 50 viewers in here. 50 is my ultimate goal. That's enough where I can keep up and talk to everybody and still maintain that personal relationship with you guys like I am now. much over that. It's like you're fighting a battle to keep up with everybody. You know, you're going to start getting arguments, you're going to start getting dissension, and I don't want that. I want a small, strong community like we have now. And I'm okay with that. You know, if people want to tune in and watch and not comment, it's just like watching a TV show. You can't comment on TV. They want to watch the VODs later. Do it. We're good. We're getting there. You'll get there, Ducky. Get out there, just fucking sweat your ass off. You know, that's kind of what I did. Is get out there and I changed my diet after the hernia surgery and just started working harder and I dropped it fast. We're gonna get there, guys. We're working on something extraordinary. And you guys here in the chat are going to be part of it. You guys are going to help every step of the way with the evidence that we get. And we're going to make an impact. We're going to get the right names watching. We're going to get the right people into this channel watching. Whether it's here or on YouTube, we're going to have big names in here eventually. Mark my words. And they're going to enjoy what we're doing. We've got, between myself and Heather and her team and her affiliates, her contacts, big things are going to happen. And I will keep you informed of what's happening with her as well. She's done so much for me, the Incarnate Name, and previous ventures with the last team where we're doing it right. We're planting our feet in the sand and we are building shit. And just be ready for it. Ran a 10.5, 125 day, was pretty stoked. Nice. So you're getting to it too, Korg. We're all doing it. We're all doing it right. It's good to see. Makes me happy. Got a bunch of fucking clowns is what I got. No, I'm kidding. This is for you. Where is it at? There we go. That's for you guys. That's for your hard work. But anyways, guys, been going just a little bit over an hour. We got through a little bit of video, even though I spent it chatting away with you guys. Hope you guys had a good time tonight. I am going to call it here. I'm going to get off here and try to work on this problem with the streaming. I'm going to get this uploaded to YouTube for later. And I'm going to work on, like I said, work on getting this multi-stream fixed. And hopefully be back on again before Friday of this week. So Vexus, Ducky, David Fish, Heather, and TM, I do thank you guys for being here tonight and sharing everything and getting through it. We're coming back and we're coming back big. So I do thank you guys. Have a great night. God bless. And I'll see y'all later. Thanks again.